Hello, and today we'll continue with Chapter 2 of Heart of Amethyst. So we're going to make our choice now of which route we're going to start first. Right now I'm going to start with Almond. He may be a goofball, but I could really use his social skills for this. I mean, if there's someone who knows all the secrets about Yagnir, that's him. Speaking of that, could you please tell him to come? His ears drop down as he tucks his tail between his legs. And it pains my heart to see him like this, but this is too important for me. I need someone more trustworthy by my side, especially to give me directions, as I know nothing about the higher city. Is there a reason you want to come, buddy? Zack looks away again, making me sigh in defeat. We really need to work on this kid's social skills, but one thing at a time. It's okay if you don't want to tell me, but I would really appreciate it. It's just that I've been very lonely without you around, sir. My heart swings a little as I hear him say those words. I didn't think it would be such a huge deal for him. Maybe I'm being a tad insensitive with him. After all, we've grown quite close this past month, so I can understand why he would feel left out. I can't let his puppy eyes convince me, though. This is serious business, and he is a kid. And as patronizing as that sounds, it's the truth. I need to think of something to make him feel better, though. I don't like to see him like this. Say, how about you make me a scarf? It'll give you something to do while I come back. Besides, seeing you make all those cool sweaters made me feel a little jealous. The dog's tail starts to wag as he listens to me. Looks like that managed to cheer him up at least a little. I would love to make you one, master. Anyway, I shouldn't waste more of your time. I'll let them know that you want to meet. If you excuse me. He bows and leaves before I can say a word. The dog seems genuinely excited about the whole scarf thing, and I can't help but smile to myself. The little guy has been a great help so far. Making him happy is the least I can do. He helps me organize my belongings, takes care of my dirty clothes, readies the baths, keeps the room tidy, and schedules my daily activities. Sometimes I even think that I'm overworking him, but he insists that this is what he's supposed to do. And let me tell you, as tiny as he looks, he's quite the stubborn one. I chuckle to myself and then rest my head on a pillow. My whole body demands some rest, but I can't give it what it wants just yet. After all, I can't go to sleep without dealing with him first. This could be the most important step in finding out what happened to my little sister. The king knew something, didn't he? For what I gather, he knows the symbol has a special meaning. But same as me, he doesn't know what it is. Or that's what he wants me to think. He could be lying, but what would the reason for that be? Wouldn't make much sense to make me bring one of the other retainers with me if this is a trap. There are so many things that I still don't know, both from my allies and enemies. Always a blur at this point, and I can't get rid of the feeling that this whole thing is much bigger than just a missing kid. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be easy, but now that the king is involved, feels like the closer I get, the messier it all becomes. My only chance is to keep moving forward, but what if? My head starts to hurt a little, and I decide to drop that thought for now. I'll have more than enough time to think about it tomorrow. Yeah, that fight with Eddie really left a lasting impression on me. I drop the medal on the bed and then stand up from it. Some cold water could do me some good. So I walk towards a barrel placed in the corner of my room. I take some of the water with my hands and splash it on my face. The headache vanishes as I even my breathing, hearing the water dripping from my face back into the barrel. Yo, mate, you cold? I jump in place as I hear the wolf talk, He's standing by the door, Zach a few steps behind him. I offer them a smile as I dry up with my syrup. Of course I did. Jeez. I let Zach know that he's free to leave, giving a last smile of appreciation. The little dog smiles back and then walks out of the room, closing the door behind him. Almond, on the other hand, just wanders around, checking out my stuff, as he usually does, although technically none of this is mine. But that's besides the point. So, what do you need, mate? Almond finally speaks, sniffing a glass that was placed on a seltzer. Are you going to pay attention to me, or are you just going to keep sniffing my stuff? Oh, sorry. He places the glass back on its proper place and then turns back at me, really focused. Is it really a good idea to ask him, or is he going to get me lost faster? Well, no backing down now. He's already here. So I need to ask you a favor. Sure, whatever you need, mate. Let me finish first, yeah? Yeah, sure. Go ahead, mate. I roll my eyes but chuckle out of the way. At least I know he's all in for it. Same old eager Almond. So the king asked me to run a few errands for him in the city, and well, I need someone who knows his way around so I don't get lost. Errands like what? Deliver a letter to a friend of his. We'll leave tomorrow morning and then we'll join the king for dinner the day after tomorrow. That means we'll stay at the inn. Almond takes the letter and inspects it. He taps on the seal a few times, probably to check that no one has opened it. Then he scratches his chin, looking deep in thought as he does so. Mate, don't take this the wrong way, but is there something you're not telling me? I mean, if this letter is important, he would either send one of his personal butlers, not you. And the fact that he's giving you a whole day to deliver a letter, it sounds to me that he wants you there, and this is just an excuse for that. The wolf crosses his arms and then offers me a worried look. So spill the beans, mate. But what this is an order from the king. Oh, I know, but the old man has always been a tricky one, and I hate to be left out in the dark. So if you want me to help, you better trust me with this, okay? I'm honestly out of words, so I just remain silent. I didn't know he was this perceptive. He figured there was something going on in seconds. And now he wants me to tell him everything. That would mean telling him about. But can I really trust him with that information? What if he betrays me later? He could easily turn on me and use the information to his advantage. Will he really do that? Is he that kind of a person? Now that I think about it, I really don't know much about him. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but you can never be too sure. I'll carefully handpick what I'll tell him. That's to keep me safe and satisfy his need for information. Yeah, you got me. There's another reason for this trip. You see, the king needs me to find out what this is. In a swift move, I take the medal from the bed and toss it at him. He catches it without a problem and lifts it in the air, inspecting it closely. Why would the old man care about this rusty thing? That he didn't say, but trust me, that medal is really important for the both of us. So it's in our best interest to find out what the hell that symbol means. The wolf hasn't taken his eyes off of the metal. He moves it around as if that would magically help him understand what it is. I see. Mate, you would think I'm crazy if I told you I've seen this somewhere. As soon as he says that, the fur on my neck stands up. I look at him in disbelief, clenching my fist. If he thinks this is a joke, he's got another thing coming. That's impossible. No, it's not. You haven't been around as long as me, mate. This resembles those flashy things that high ranks from the church always wear. And I've always hated their guts. I mean, I haven't seen this symbol specifically, but the handcraft of the metal looks like theirs. Can you confirm this? Yeah, for sure. I got a pretty good look added when me and that got. Actually, never mind that. His words pierced through my heart like a dagger. This means there are people that might know what this is, and if I find them, it could lead me to her. This is the ray of hope I needed. Is there a way to talk to one of these high ranks? He could use the king's. We could use the king's influence. Almond lifts his paw and stops me mid-sentence. First, let me tell you that the king's influence ain't worth nothing when it comes to the church. Second, those fancy dicks only come out of the churches once every blue moon. Third, I may know of one of them who goes to a bar every night. Fourth, I'll take you to that bar if you promise to have a drink with me. Deal? Yeah, of course. What the heck is this Almond's way of asking me out on a date? He doesn't waste any opportunity, does he? Are you sure you can get us into that bar? Oh, trust me, mate. As long as you go with me, it'll all be smooth sailing. I offer him the brightest smile that I can offer as he says that. I can also feel my tail wagging like crazy behind me, but I don't care if he notices at this point. Thank you so much. You are the best. And don't sweat it, mate. Anything for a friend. Now we should both hit the hay, eh? The wolf walks past me and pats me on the shoulder. I turn around to watch him leave, and that's when I notice his own tail is also wagging. He tried to play it cool, but his own body betrayed him. He really is a dork. Meet you before dawn at the port. I say before he closes the door. The sound of the door closing marks the end of the conversation. I remain there, trying to process the happiness I'm feeling. I'm one step closer to knowing the truth. And the best part is that I'll have someone as nifty as Almond by my side. Better get to bed, though. I don't want to make him mad by oversleeping. You're late. What? No way. You said at dawn. I said before dawn, you idiot. I've been waiting here for half an hour. I've been freezing my butt out here waiting for you. I punched his shoulder really hard, hoping to physically and mentally hurt him as much as possible. My revenge for making me wait here is then cold. Idiot. My bad, mate. Sorry, though. I would prefer if I heat said ass of yours first. I know a few moves to preserve the heat. Before he can finish, I step on his foot, making him hiss from the pain. Then I turn around and head into the boat. Goddesses give me strength. The sight of the Great Lake has always captivated me. You can't ever see the end of it, but I like to see, there's an end to it. I like to see there are not deadly animals in the lake, so it's safe to take a swim. There are also no killing waves or dangerous whirlpools that will drag you down to the bottom. Just a big and calm friend that has fed many generations of canines and has helped build the city of Yagnir. It feels big, but at the same time gives you a sensation of ease. There was a time in which I hated it, though. This lake replaced the sight of my love for us, and the birds soon turned into seagulls. Eventually, like a pesky sibling, it grew on me. It became my home, a place to come to and relax after days of being away. Searching for her, I wonder if she's been able to enjoy it as well. I like to think that she does and that she's here in this city, because if she is, I will find her no matter what. Alright, lad, we'll be touching port soon. Take all your stuff with you, and I'll sell them myself. You hear? Thank you, Captain, I will. The man nods and then leaves. I, on the other hand, just remain there, mesmerized by the lake. And just for a little while longer, I could freeze this moment. What am I even thinking? I have a whole day ahead of me. Gotta give it my all. We arrive at the 11th hour to Yadnir's port, and then It took us another hour to climb from port to the high city central market. So by the time we made it there, it was as lively as possible. The shops were all filled with people, either trying to buy the ingredients for lunch or lunch itself. That's why there was a delicious mix of aromas in the air. I could also notice a high amount of luxurious shops around. Jewelry stores, bookshops, boutiques in the meat. It smells fresh, unlike the one in the lower city. The houses are also a huge stock. They are built in stone rather than wood, and they are incredibly tall. Most houses have 2 floors, and some even have 3. Everything looks cleaner as well. The paths are made of stone and not just dirt. The walls of the houses are nicely kept, and some even smell freshly painted over. There's also a fountain in the middle. The marble looks as white as a cloud, and there is a nicely designed naked woman holding a jar from which water pours. This is a whole different world. Until my eyes meet his, a silly smile on my face. I am aware of my wagging tail, but I really can't help it. This is such a new and exciting environment. Feels like a dream to finally be up here. So you see something you like? Aside from me, of course. Of course you would say something like that. I rolled my eyes at Almond's obvious smirk, deciding to ignore his comment entirely. To be honest, I'm really surprised by how nice it all looks. It's so clean. I know, right? I was just as surprised as you when I came here the first time. But trust me, mate, not all that science is gold. This place has its dirt as well as you need to do. All you need to do is know where to dig. I'm unable to fully understand what he means by that, but the wolf just shrugs it off and starts walking. Where are we going? Wait, where are you going? To the end, mate. Let's go. I nod and follow beside him, saying nothing else after that. The innkeeper received us with a huge smile as soon as we told him that the king had a message for him. The old dog assured us that he had been waiting for months to get this letter, and he thanked us kindly for the trouble. To me, he looked like a good man, but there was something weird about his attitude and the whole secrecy with the letter. I don't know, maybe I'm just being too paranoid. Either way, we didn't get much time to meet him properly, as he insisted that there was some cleaning to be done. He told us to come back later after sunset. According to him, he would have our room and a delicious meal ready for us. So with that settled, we now have the rest of the afternoon for us. Almond lets me know that we should probably go eat something before the bar opens at night, but I told him that we weren't going today. I mean, we should probably get ready for that, but there is something that I want to do first. I want to meet up with Mrs. Biscotti. I need to make sure that the old man's fine, and I want to apologize to him. What happened to your plans for lunch? Man, it wouldn't be funny without you. You sure? Yeah, it's fine. Besides, I haven't been to the lower city in a while. I should go check on some acquaintances. Alright, let's go then. We shouldn't waste any more time. The walk down there will take us a while. Of course, lead the way, sexy. The day seems to be a little cloudy, but personally I don't think it will rain until later tonight. So, we should be good. We go through a big gate and then pass a small river that divides the high city from the lower one. The contrast between the two is noticeable, and now that I've seen the other side, I can't help but notice it even more. It angers me a little, but now is not the time for this. I must focus on what I came here to do. Wow, I haven't been here in ages, man. Almond is walking a few steps ahead of me, seemingly hyped by the fact of being in the lower city. That's a first. No normal person would be excited to be in this dump, but whatever suits him. We keep on walking through the dusty streets of the lower city. A few beggars come around us and ask for at least a couple coin, but we didn't bring any money with us. so we just ignore them and carry on. You know, the high city might have all those fancy buildings or whatever, but to me, this place feels more like home. Huh? For a king's retainer, you're not very fancy. Neither are you. Guess we have that in common. He smiled warmly at me, and I returned his smile with another. He's right. Out of all the people I've met in that fancy fortress, Almond is the one who understands me the most. Same as me. He came from a low environment, although I don't know the specifics. Now that I think about it, I don't really know much about him. Was it like this in the town you grew up in? A little, but it smelled like fish a lot more. And did he grew up in a house like these? Aye. He stops in his tracks and looks behind his shoulder back at me. It seems like he wants to tell me something, but he just forces himself to stop. I wonder what it is. Of course, very humble houses. And with that, he just drops the conversation and keeps walking, so I follow. As we get closer to our destination, a sensation in my gut starts to settle. I can't really describe it. It's like a combination of dread, guilt, and excitement. My heart is also starting to beat faster as I'm not even sure what I'm going to tell him. So what? Do I just show up and say, "Hey, Mrs. Spaghetti, sorry for vanishing for a month, but I'm fine. Want to eat pork and drink some beer? Yeah, a great conversation starter, you idiot." "Matt, you fine?" Almond seeming to have noticed my distress, placed his gentle hand on my shoulder and keeping his big eyes glued to me. I sighed, looking away from him as I don't want him to look at me in this sorry state. I'm just nervous. I mean, I haven't seen him in ages and I just abandoned him. He's probably mad or probably just hates me now. Almond stops me in my tracks by placing his other hand on my shoulder. He's currently piercing me with his big green orbs and a severe expression on his face. Now, that ain't really fair, is it, mate? You are here, thinking the worst of this man. He's probably worried sick about you. You haven't even given him the chance to speak his mind. Besides, he loves you, so there's no way he hates you. You just don't hate someone like that, especially if it's someone you care about. And yes, you hurt him pretty bad, you messed up. But instead of thinking that he hates you or that your relationship can't be fixed, you should think in a way to apologize to him and fix things. His speech leaves me without words. I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting a pep talk, and especially not one from him. Where's this mature and supportive Almond all the time? Because I kind of did decide him a lot more. Now come here and give this smelly wolf a hug. And he ruined it. You really are smelly, man. Back off. Oh, come on. Skip my bath today to be ready on time for our love trip. You were still late, you idiot. I pushed him aside and opened up a path towards the entrance of the shop. He waits behind me, but it seems like he has abandoned the idea to hug me. Thank the goddesses. I hugged, trying to act grumpy. Meanwhile, that wolf acts as if he was a mere innocent kid wanting to give a hug to his friend. As if. Is this it? Looks nice from the outside. Yeah, this is our shop. I stand there looking at the entrance as if it were some sort of portal to the underworld. Damn, I really am a coward. Well, go ahead, the poor man has waited enough. Oh, yeah, you're right. You coming? No, this is a one-man only adventure. Personal stuff ain't much my thing anyway. Need a goodbye kiss? I think I'll pass. Thank you, though. Don't sweat it, mate. Now get in there. And now I offer him one last smile. Then I'll go loudly, deciding to enter the shop once and for all. The first thing I noticed as I entered the shop, the smell of dust. Which is weird because if there is something Mrs. Biscotti hates, that would be dust. But he's probably been too busy to attend to the shop and buy supplies to even care about cleaning. Hey, old man, I'm back. Sorry for taking so long. I call out for him, but there is no response. Maybe he went out to buy some supplies. But that's weird. Why would he leave the door unlocked then? I take a sniff around and notice that I can't smell him, only his lingering old man scent that has been impregnated in this place for years. And now that I look closely, there's a lot of dust and some broken glass on the floor. The books are the books are not arranged properly, and some important artifacts are missing from the cells. Someone entered this place, but who and why? More importantly, what happened to the old man? I desperately move around, lifting every single nook and cranny in the south, trying to find any clue that will allow me to figure out what the hell happened here. But there's nothing, only missing objects. No signs of struggle, no damage aside from 2 bottles of bro. I keep trying to sniff around, but there are only lingering scents, nothing revealing. Damn it, what happened here? The drawers, the cells, even under the beds. Nothing. It doesn't matter how hard I try, there's nothing here. Not a single note, a clue, just an empty sob. I'm about to give up, but then, of course, I say to myself, walking straight for the second cabinet in the wall. I push the heavy object to the side and notice that our secret hiding spot is still there. It's just a hole in the wall, but we used to store any sort of important artifact that we come across. Getting my hand there, I notice that there is only one thing inside of it. I quickly take it out, noticing that it's a nicely wrapped package with a note attached to it. Inspecting it, it seems to be some sort of book, but I'm more interested in the note that came with it. Unfolding it as fast as I can, I immediately notice that this is Mr. Biscotti's handwriting. It seems to be a letter, and thank the goddesses, it's addressed to me. It reads, Almond boy, my only hope is that if you found this letter, you made it your way back home safely. I'm sure you're aware of it, but things got out of hand pretty quickly. Some knights came the other day to deliver a letter and some money from you. I'm not sure why you did it, or even how you did it, but I want you to know that I trust you. I'm aware of your goals and aspirations, and I know you're a smart kid, so if becoming the king's retainer is what you need to accomplish, then so be it. I will always have your back, although I wish you would have told me before blowing up an entire house. In any case, I really appreciate the money. I would like to tell you that I will use it to improve the shop, but given the circumstances, it seems like I will have to use it for another trip to the forest. You see, a few days ago after you left, I spotted a few cloaked figures expecting the shop. They've been here 3 times already in one day. One of them came and asked a few questions about you. Of course, I didn't talk. But now I worry about my safety, so I'm leaving the shop tonight. I'll go to our accorded destination and wait for you there. I'll dig out the heart and keep it safe. If I must, I'll throw it into the sea as we agreed. I'll wait for you in there as long as I need to, but please ease this old man's worries and send me a letter with someone you trust. And don't you dare worry about me. I'll be fine. You take care of yourself, and for the love of the goddesses, stay safe. You're all I have left, and I don't want to lose you too, boy. Love you, kiddo. PD, you never told me what you wanted for your birthday, so I got you a new travel diary. I'm sure you'll live a lot of new adventures from now on, so make sure to write them all here so I can read them once we meet again. I dropped the letter on the floor. Feeling my eyes starting to tear up, I hold the book closer to my chest as if it was the replacement for the hug I so desperately needed. Why? Why did I have to get the old man involved in all this? I'm such an idiot. I'm the worst son anyone could ask for. You're a fool. Yes, I am. You'll be the reason for his death. I will. And then you'll be all alone. And I'll die alone. Indeed. I start to cry, my legs give up on me, and I end up on the floor. Screaming wouldn't solve a thing, but I really want to do it. Punching something wouldn't help either, but I feel like breaking everything around me. The voice in my head keeps on talking, interjecting negative thoughts inside of me. But this time, I feel like I deserve it. I'm such a scumbag. A piece of trash that doesn't deserve happiness. I don't, not one bit. You break everything you touch. You hurt everyone you know. Tell me, why should someone like you be alive at all? I don't know. Why am I alive? Why is this happening to me? You know why. Yes, I do. It's all my fault, as I keep on messing up every time. Maybe if I just... As my brain is about to take me even further down into the abyss, I hear a noise coming from one of the windows. It came from my room. I immediately composed myself and hid beside the door frame, grabbing a candle that I found nearby and waiting up for battle. The footsteps grow louder and I even managed to hear a little humming on the other side. This person seems to be taking his sweet time checking out my room, but eventually I hear them stop in front of the door. Slowly the door creaks and opens. And as soon as the person comes out, I hit him hard in the head with the candle. He stumbles back and I grab him by the collar, pinning him on the wall. And to fuel my anger even more, I finally notice who he is. You little shit, give me a fucking reason why I shouldn't break your neck right now. What? Why? When did you come back? Boy, you should have told. A reason, Pat. A fucking reason. Why are you here? The guy squirms as I push him harder into the wall. I have one of my arms on his little neck while the other is holding the candle. I'm trying not to force myself too hard on him, give him room to breathe and talk. I was just looking after the shop, of course, after all no one was here. Someone had to take care of things. You fucking liar, I swear I'll kill you, man. Don't fuck with me. Okay. I'm just here to loot, right? I swear, the place was empty, even the door was left open. You bastard, what happened here? I don't know. Don't lie, Pat. I'm not. I swear. Even if you say that, I don't think I can trust a rat like you. After all, you and I still have some unfinished business between us. Why the fuck did you left me there that day, huh? Why? If you had been keeping watch as you were supposed to, none of this would have happened. None of it. The guy seems about to shit himself. He's trembling and won't even dare to look at me in the eye. I'm sorry, White. I swear it wasn't intentional. He's lying. I know. He's plotting against you. And he's plotting against you. Against you. Yeah. Own son, White. Son.
21 minutes, 51 seconds, 1 hour, 9 minutes, 96 seconds. Pause.
The little guy seems about to shit himself. He's trembling and won't even dare to look at me in the eye. I'm sorry, White. I swear it wasn't intentional. He's lying. I know. He's plotting against you, and he made you suffer. You did. The little guy seems about to shit himself. He's trembling and won't even dare to look at me in the eye. I'm sorry, White. I swear it wasn't intentional. He's lying. I know. He's plotting against you, and he made you suffer. He did. It was his fault that all this happened. Yeah, you're right. It is his fault. He should suffer. He should. But, bow. Too tight, White. The rage inside me starts to build up as a hellfire. Unable to stop it, I press his little and fragile neck even harder. I want to hurt him so bad I couldn't care less about what he has to say. I'm not even thinking clearly at this point. You want to kill him? I do. Then do it. Kill him. I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. Lift the candle in the air. All the way saw fright and loneliness that I had been feeling this past month are gathering inside of me. I want to see him bleed, see him on the floor begging for his life. Make him suffer. Die. All of a sudden, I feel two strong arms wrapped around my chest, keeping me locked in place. I look back and there I see Almond grabbing me with all his strength. I try to hit him with my elbow as hard as I can, but he doesn't budge. Easy there, mate. Everything's okay. Shh. Just relax. Take a deep breath and relax. Almond's voice hits my right ear, and slowly I lose my grip on Pat. The other man drops on the floor, and for a moment there I fear that I actually just killed him. All the anger quickly turns into horror as I picture myself as a murderer. It's fine. He's still breathing. You're okay. Almond moves with me a few steps back, and then he sits on the floor, still holding me in his arms. I just remain motionless in his embrace, not sure what to do or how to react. The wolf suddenly moves one of his hands to my head and starts to slowly pet it, making sure to not be too harsh. My breathing eventually starts to even out, and my heartbeat goes back to normal. All the heat that I was feeling and my muscles get replaced by the warmth of the embrace. Usually by now, I would have pushed him aside or kicked him, but this hug, I really needed this hug. When I finally settled in, all the emotions I was feeling overwhelmed me, and I can't help but cry. I almost killed someone. I'm a monster. No, Mike, you're right. It was normal to be angry. You're not a monster. I pushed my face onto his chest and then continued crying. The sound of his heart helps to calm me down, and his familiar scent makes me feel somehow protected. Is it weird that I find it pleasant? To be honest, I don't care right now. All I need is someone to hold on to give me support. I don't want to hear that voice. I continue sobbing, wetting his fur with my tears. The wolf says nothing to this. He just continues petting my head as he uses his other hand to draw circles in my back. We stay like that for a while until Almond places his chin on top of my head and starts the movement of both his hands. Do you want to talk about what happened? No, not really. Okay. It doesn't question me any further. I can't be thankful enough for that, as I wouldn't even know where to start explaining. That race was mine, but amplified by 100. And at some point I just acted like an animal, as if my brain set off for good. Until Almond arrived, I was. Almond, he just saved me from myself, and I can't even talk to him. I owe him an explanation of what happened. That's the least I could do. Almond, yeah? You promised not to judge me. I do. As I spoke, Almond didn't say a single word. He just remained there, his head on top of mine, as he listened to my every word. Then when I was over, he hugged me tighter. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner. It's not that, you idiot. I'm just glad you stopped me. If something like this ever happens again, don't hesitate to lean on me. I understand what you went through, mate. We should probably leave, though. We'll want to be here when the Sleeping Beauty comes to. Yeah, it's probably for the best. Let me just... Before I can say anything, Almond grabs me in his arms and lifts me up with ease. Bridal style. My cheeks immediately go full red at this, and I hit him a few times in the head. The hell do you think you're doing? I'm just helping a lad in need, like the good gentleman that I am. I didn't ask for this. Put me down. Not a chance, mate. I got you now. And with that said, he takes his leave, and and out of the shop, away from Pat and all the anger. By the time we crossed the bridge to High City, some droplets of water had started to fall. I didn't think much of it at the time. After all, we were just 20 minutes away from the end by foot. Unluckily for us, what looked like a minor drizzle turned into a downpour in a matter of seconds. Almond sadly had to drop me from his comforting arms so we could run all the way back to the end. We ended up drenched nonetheless. That's why when the innkeeper saw us, he immediately told us to go get changed. But the bad thing is, what do you mean we don't have any spare clothes? I know I packed mine. I know, mate, but it ain't my fault. I just took someone else's luggage. That's entirely your fault, you idiot. Almond's ears dropped as I make sure to voice my frustration, not caring one bit if the other guests hear us. I placed my hand on my forehead and sighed deeply. How could he be such an idiot? I specifically told him to be careful with our things. Yet he insisted he had everything under control. And now here we are, with four expensive-looking dresses that probably belong to Dahlia. Someone is going to be mighty pissed. Do you think she will mind? Of course she will mind, you idiot. You left her and us without clothing. She sent these beforehand so she could have something to change into for the dinner. I mean, we could ask one of the guards to deliver this to the castle. Still, she's going to have to find something to wear tonight. I can already picture her yelling. Yeah, it won't be pretty, mate. Whose fault is that? I found myself getting irritated again, but this time I decided to just take a deep breath and calm down. What's done is done. I've had enough negative emotions for one day. We have to wait for our clothes to dry. We should ask the innkeeper if we can hang our wet clothes somewhere. Where, mate? Are you suggesting? We'll have to wait for our clothes to dry. We should ask the innkeeper if we can hang our wet clothes somewhere. Right, mate. Are you suggesting that we sleep naked? My heart skips a beat as I hear him say that. Yeah, why do my cheeks feel so hot all of a sudden? This is just Almond being an idiot as always. I can't let him get me like this. It's already bad enough that we had to share a bed. The innkeeper said this was the best room he had, but he forgot to mention that he only had one bed. Of course not, you idiot. We'll just wear our underwear. Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't think about that. He nervously chuckles as he scratches the back of his head. How can he be so cute and so horny at the same time? What is his secret? Oh, he could wear one of those. Bill points towards the pile of pretty dresses. I looked back at him with a raised eyebrow and a scowl. You can't be serious. I mean, you two are probably the same size, and I know how much you value your privacy, you know. You make yourself clear more than once. And the solution is wearing a lady's dress? It was just a thought, mate. Never mind it, then. It's not like I would look bad on you, though. He whispered that last part to himself so low that I did not hear it, despite standing next to him. Why is he acting like this? Almond isn't usually this bashful. Could it be because he feels guilty for what happened to our clothes, or maybe... No way. Is he nervous because we were sleeping together? That's just impossible. After all, he's told me countless stories about his nights with other men and women, and he hasn't been so told with the details, so why this change of attitude now? I wanted to ask him, so I opened my mouth to speak in. Excuse me, Lance, the bath is ready. The innkeeper knocks on the door and makes us both jump in place. Almond immediately fixes his face and goes back to his usual behavior, look at me with a perfect expression. Well, the moment is gone, I guess. So, shall we? Yeah, so let's get this over with. I grabbed a knob and then opened the door, then let him go first so I can properly close the door behind us. Can't wait to get into that hot bathtub. Ah, that still felt great, didn't it, mate? He's not directly looking at me as he speaks, rather he's just staring at the window. I can't help but let out a relieved sigh as I decide to agree with him. There's nothing better than a nice, relaxing bath after such a long and stressful day, especially after what happened today. God says no, I needed it. And the innkeeper still was right. That was one of the best baths I've ever been in. You been many? I say, trying to keep the conversation alive. Almond turns around to meet my eyes, probably wanting to engage in the conversation properly. Oh, not at all, mate. I've been in like, what, 5 inns in my whole life. I've never been a fancy lad. Is that so? What kind of lad are you then? The dirty type, if you catch my drift. He starts to laugh as he sees my reaction to his comment. Oh man, you're so easy sometimes, mate. It's really cute. Shut up. For once I was trying to be nice. He chuckles again, turning his gaze down towards mine. Hey, my eyes are up here. I stiffly covered my crotch, not wanting to give him the satisfaction, although he probably saw everything when we were bathing. The wolf turns his gaze back to my eyes, his cheeks turning a little red from embarrassment. I can't really help but feel a little exposed after that, so I turn my eyes away. Eyes to yourself. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was a reflex, I said. He scratches the back of his head and looks away. There's a moment of silence between us, and he seems to be looking through me, lost in thought. You really are different. The wolf stares out of the blue and looks up as he tries to change the subject. You like men, don't you? The bluntness of his question took me by surprise, but I immediately relaxed when I remember that he clearly knows about my taste. Yeah, so I thought we had established that already. I just wanted to hear you say it. There's another awkward silence between us. Whenever I find another guy with the same taste as us, they often try to hook up with me on the spot. Well, aren't you putting yourself on a pedestal? Hardly. I know how it sounds, but trust me, mate, I'm being as objective as possible. You see, there's a difference between you and me. I'm more open than most men about the stuff that I like, especially when it comes to sex. So I'm pretty much an opportunity for any gay man that wants to have a good time. They say stuff like, this guy won't rat me out. This guy is an easy fuck, and I finally have fun after such a long time. I mean, if someone ever said something like that to him, they're not exactly wrong. He's way too careless about his sexuality, and that's not normal. It sure took me by surprise the first time he approached me. You know, most gay guys won't take that extra step to ask someone else for a hookup. It will put them at a disadvantage. After all, we gays are supposed to be secretive about what we want, right? So with all those secrets, you can never be sure either the other is gay, even if you suspect it. That's why I stopped caring about it a long time ago. Besides, keeping my emotions bottled up is not my style. If they want to fuck, then I'm down. If they want to rat me out, then so be it. I'll take them on. Screw the consequences. That's very brave of you. Nah, it ain't. It's stupid. I put an unnecessary target on my head, and I'm sure that it will bite me in the ass someday. Jokes on them. I'm actually into that. I remain quiet as the wolf talks, mostly because I don't know why he is telling me this or where he wants to go with it, and if he's just venting, then so be it. I owe him that much. Anyway, I got out a track. What I'm trying to say is, I'm curious about you. Me? Yeah, you. We didn't jump at the opportunity and didn't use the free ticket like most do. And it's not due to lack of opportunities. We had those. Plenty to, I would say. But he decided to rather become friends with me, and that's unusual. Well, what's wrong with wanting to be a little bit more reserved? I just didn't like the idea to hook up with you out of the blue. Almond's eyes are kindness, and his smile is sweet. The wolf leans over the edge of the window and stares me down with those green orbs of his. It starts to feel like there are some things you're not telling me. It's such a mystery. Suddenly I feel really nervous. Does he mean my past? He asked me about it before, and I told him the story of me being Mr. Biscotti's apprentice. Looks like he didn't buy it. What do you... It's okay, mate. I like a good challenge. You piqued my curiosity, so I'll make sure to unravel the mystery that you are, Ellie. This is the first time I've heard him call my name like that. He's always used a mate when referring to me. I don't know why, but hearing him say it like that just feels good. What I'm saying, this is just the horniness getting over my head. Anyway, mind fetching some water for me? I like having a glass by the table in case I get thirsty at night. He moves back at me, making sure to diffuse the heavy conversation we were just having. He's really good at doing that. And that's exactly why I'm never sure how to read this wolf. All that I decide to do as he says and exit the room. As I walk back to our room, I encounter the innkeeper standing by the hallway. When he sees me, his ears perk up and he waves at me. I wave back as he approaches me. Sir, are you happy with your room? Is there anything I can do? Oh, not at all, sir. The room is great. No complaints at all. Although thinking about it, ones come to mind. Except for the bed, you see, we are not that close to each other. There being only one bed made things a little inconvenient. Oh, but the goddesses, I'm so terribly sorry, sir. I don't know, it's okay. I'm just saying for the next time. Well, that's on me. The king requested one room, so I had no idea two of his men would come at the same time. I should have been better prepared. So if you desire, there's one free room at the end of the hallway. It's a little smaller, but I'm sure it will fit your needs just fine. That's great to know, thank you. And with that said, the man bows slightly and then walks away down the hall. I keep my eyes on him as he slowly vanishes from sight, and when he is gone, I just walk back to our room. When I made it back to our room, Almond is sitting by the bed. He is currently looking through the window, but I know he knows I'm here. I saw his ears twitch as I opened the door. Hey. Almond chuckles and then turns around. He stands up from the bed, luckily wearing his underwear as I ask him to not take it off before I let. He walks towards me with a playful smile on his face. So, yeah? How are we solving our sleeping problem? Knowing you would rather jump out the window than sleep with me. I must admit, it really hurts, mate. You can be really rude sometimes. I didn't even say anything. Didn't you, mate? Didn't you? I feel my cheeks growing red as I punch him in the shoulder. Still, he does raise a valid point. We only have one bed after all. We could both sleep in it. It's big enough for that, but we would need to cuddle a little if we don't want to risk falling. Or I could go sleep in that other room the innkeeper mentioned. The real question is, do I trust him enough? To be honest, I don't feel close enough to the wolf to let him share the bed with me. And given past interactions we shared, I don't know if he'll be able to behave, so I would rather not risk it. Actually, how about we sleep in different rooms? It'll be more comfortable for the both of us. Almond's ears immediately drop, but he offers me a smile anyway. He was probably expecting an answer like that because he doesn't seem too surprised about it. Yeah, sure, mate, whatever suits you. You got another room though? Yeah, the old innkeeper offered me a room at the end of the hall. He said it wouldn't be I'd probably take it. I scratched the back of my neck, feeling a little guilty after rejecting him like this. Dang it, why does he have to look at me like that? It's just as if I kicked a puppy. Well, I'll take that other room gladly. Big beds ain't my thing anyway. You sure? Yeah, don't sweat it, mate. It's better this way. Like this, we both could get our own space. Sleep tight. He offers me one last fake smile before patting my back. Then he opens the door and exits the room. As soon as he leaves, the silence of the room surrounds me immediately. Only the rain from outside and the sound from the candles keep me company. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask him to leave me alone, at least not after what happened at the stop. What if those thoughts come back? What if I fall to them again? I don't even want to think about it, so I sit by the edge of the bed, one hand on each side of my head. Just remembering what happened gives me a headache. So not wanting to think about anything anymore, I rest my head on top of a pillow and close my eyes. Honestly, I don't think I'll get much sleep tonight, but might as well try. As I expected, I didn't get much sleep. I swear I tried, but my brain was restless. I've been awake for at least 3 hours by now. Could be more, could be less, but I'm not too sure of myself. Haven't been keeping count. Point is, I just couldn't sleep. Too many thoughts in my head, I guess. So here I am, all alone in the middle of the night, staring at the diary Mrs. Bugatti left me with nothing but a candle to light the room. I keep my eyes on the book, inspecting it as best as I can with the amount of light that I have. The leather feels good against my paws. It's certainly not the cheap kind. The pages are also of great quality, thick and won't rip easily, at least as far as I can tell. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on diaries or whatever. I just think this is too much. I mean, how much did he even pay for this? He should have used that money for something more important. I don't deserve this anyway. I sighed and placed the book back on the table, scratching my head as I tried to feel some sort of comfort. Right under my ear, my left ear, the secret spot in which I've always loved to be scratched at. Doing it by myself feels a little lame, but it reminds me of my mom, so I do it when I'm feeling lonely or sad. I need to put it together, I say, trying to calm my nerves. After all, I can't break down now. Tomorrow is a very important day, and I need to be ready. I don't feel like sleeping though. To be honest, I'm more awake than ever. Perhaps I should stop moping around and do something useful for a change. Well, at least I think that's what Mrs. Biscotti would say. I guess it's only you and me, buddy, I say as I lift the book and open it. I want my name in the first diary page and then rip it off. Then I place it in a little pocket. The diary has a way of marking it as mine. Guess I could also pee on it, but I'm not that kind of canine. Anyway, time to get creative. Mate? I hear a voice in the back of my head that I touch of what I believe is my shoulder. I grab it in hopes of making it go away. I just need a little more time. I'm so tired. I found him like this after I came down to get the kitchen going. Is he alright? Yeah, he's fine, mate. He just had a rough day. Will you two shut up already? I'm trying to sleep here. I see. Please tell him to stand up, though. The end will open soon and clients will need that table to eat on it. The second increases. It doesn't seem like it will stop anytime soon, so I grunt again, louder than before, to assert my dominance. I really don't want to wake up right now. I hear a deep sigh, and the second stops. Think I've won. I try once more to get comfortable, but soon enough. What? I'm being lifted off the chair. I try to shake him off, but all I get from the wolf is a few giggles. Morning, sunshine. You suck. I do, and I'm quite good at it. Would I give it a go, mate? Just take me to the room. I don't want to cause a scene. Oh, is that a request? Please don't do any more lewd jokes. Just take me there so I can die. You won't on my watch. I feel my cheeks burning due to the embarrassment I've been put through. Luckily for me, it seems like the only one here besides us is the innkeeper. For fuck's sake, Almond. Aye aye. So that scene where Almond goes into Mrs. Biscotti's old side where Ella was reading the letter from him and consoled him after he apparently tried to kill Pat, his former partner in crime. That scene where Almond tried to comfort Ellie, it really shows just the type of person that Almond is. He's a nice person. I genuinely believe that he's a nice person, that he's genuine in it. And Ellie, he was real distraught over what he tried to do to Pat because he thought he was a better person than that. So, wait for this ambulance to go through. Alright, so about Almond, there's something that he doesn't want to talk to Ellie about is about his past. And when Ellie wanted to talk to Almond about his past and his family and how he grew up, he just got uncomfortable and didn't want to answer the question. So he did say earlier that, I think in one other video, that he grew up in the streets and had to fend for himself. He had to learn how to be self-sufficient because he was out on the street. So I don't know what happened to his parents, if he lost them somehow, or something happened to him, or if they just didn't want him in their home, maybe because he's gay. That could be an issue. We'll have to see, but it could be something else entirely. But it seemed like it's a touchy subject for him to talk about his past. And Almond's he's very, I mean, he always made it known, he made it obvious from the start that he was gay, and that he was in the bin, and that he went into detail with Ellie about his sexuality and the fact that he's not ashamed of it, and that he's even willing to suffer any consequences that come with it. Because that's who he is, that's what he loves to do. He loves to accompany men and be in their company. I wish Ellie could be a little more nicer to Almond. I mean, I know he's flirty and that could turn some people off, kind of, he always wants to make it, he's very sexual, a sexual person, and all these sexual jokes and stuff like that. But I know some people, it could turn them off. But I kind of wish Ellie would be a little nicer to Almond instead of always calling him an idiot and snapping at him. I mean, sure, he's perverted and a little clumsy, but he's certainly been nicer than the other two characters. So that's all for now. We'll continue with Almond next time. So thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.